Hi, third grade. I have a surprise for you for close reading. So, today you are going to read a new poem called The House by the Side of the Road. This is a very famous poem. This poem was written a while ago and it is used all over the world in high school, in college, in elementary school, in different places. And people love this poem because it has such a cool meaning, a deeper meaning. So this poem is really deep, and there's some words in here that you may be confused about. You may have to read this poem more than once, and I want you to try on your own. I'm not going to explain all of the poem to you like I did the last one. I want you to try on your own this time, and then I will see how you guys do, and then I will go over it again tomorrow. But the surprise is that you will get to watch videos of different people reading this poem. Some friends will be singing it, rapping it. Some friends will just be reading it. But I think if you listen to this poem more than once in different ways, it will help you understand it and hopefully understand the deeper meaning. Remember, in poetry, there's going to be lots of repetition, so pay attention when they repeat because that usually helps you understand the deeper meaning, okay? When the poet repeats words over and over again, that usually means that it's important and it's going to help you with the deeper meaning. So really pay attention to the words that are repeated, all of the words, but especially those, okay? Also, poets like to use a lot of imagery. We talked about that with our last poem. There's lots of words in here that will help you make a movie in your mind. So make sure that when you're reading this poem, you're thinking about the words and you're closing your eyes and visualizing or getting an image or a picture in your mind. Poets also like to use a lot of metaphors. And metaphors are when you have words that say one thing but mean something else and it's similar to something else. Okay, so it may say road but they may mean something else. It may say man but they may mean something else. It may say life or highway but it might actually mean something deeper. So think about those things while you're reading. Okay, so you're going to watch this video of different people reading this poem or singing the poem or rapping the poem. It's going to be super fun, but it is a deep poem, so you really need to listen and pay attention, okay? Then you are going to go and look at the vocabulary slides to make sure you understand the words that were in the poem because there's some very advanced and rigorous words in this poem that you can understand once you study them. Okay, so after you watch this video, you're going to go onto Google Classroom and you're going to read the slides and study the vocabulary words. And then you're going to type in your thinking jobs, okay? You're going to type in literal and deeper. Literal means what's actually written here on the poem, what's happening here. And the deeper means what is not written here that the author is trying to tell us. Why does the author keep saying, and be a friend to man? Why does the author keep saying, by the side of the road and life? What is the author trying to tell us here? Okay, that's the deeper side. So enjoy the video, watch the slides, read the slides, and then go type in your thinking jobs. Got it? Have a good day. Bye, guys.
I often think of a poem I read long ago. It goes like this. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the races of men go by. Men who are good and men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. That is the way I feel.
I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, and the men who are faint with the strife. But I turn not away from their smiles and tears, parts of an infinite plan. And let me live in a house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. I wanna live in a house by the side of the road, where the race of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. And I would not sit in the scorner's seat, or hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man.
I'm going to rap it for her so she can learn it, because sometimes people learn things through song. So, check one, check two, mic check, mic check, mic check. Here we go. They are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the place of their self-content. They're souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. They're pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran. But let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in the house by the side of the road, where the race of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in the house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with the strife. But I turn not away from the smiles and tears, both part of an infinite plan. Let me live in the house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. I know there are brook-laden meadows ahead, and mountains of wearisome height, that the road passes on through the long afternoon, and stretches away to the night. And still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice, and weep with the strangers that moan, nor live in my house by the side of the road, like a man who dwells alone. Let me live in my house by the side of the road, where the race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are sweet, they are strong, they are wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in this corner seat, or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in the house by the side of the road, and be a friend to wiki, 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 man.
A house by the side of the road. There are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the peace of their self-content. There are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. There are pioneer souls that blaze their paths where highways never ran. But let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. I would not sit in the scorner's seat, or hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with the strife. But I turn not away from their smiles nor their tears, both parts of an infinite plan. Let me live in my house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man. I know there are brook-gladdened meadows ahead, and mountains of wearisome height, that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. But still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice, and weep with the strangers that moan, nor live in my house by the side of the road like a man who dwells alone. Let me live in my house by the side of the road, where the race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are weak, they are strong, wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in the scorner's seat, or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in my house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man.
Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the rays of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. I would not sit in the corner seat or hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man.
There are pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran, but let me live in the house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by, the men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I. I would not sit in the scorner's seat nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with strife. But I turn not away from their smiles and tears, both part of an infinite plan. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I know there are brook-laden meadows ahead and mountains of wearisome height, that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. And still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice, and weep with the strangers that moan, who will live in my house by the side of the road, like a man who dwells alone. Let me live in my house by the side of the road, where the race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are weak, they are strong, wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in the scorner's seat, or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in my house by the side of the road, and be a friend to man.
Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. Men who are good and men who are bad, as good and bad as I. I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor would I hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I can see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, men who pass with the ardor of hope, and men who are faint with strife. I turn not away from their smiles or tears, both part of an infinite plan. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I know there are brook-laden meadows ahead and mountains of wearisome height, and the road goes on through the long afternoon, away into the night. Still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice, and I weep with the strangers that mourn. Here in my house on the side of the road, I'm a man who dwells alone. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. Men who are good and men who are bad, as good and bad as I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor would I hurl the cynic's ban.